morning and welcome to LNG Marketplace Weekly News Flash. Here is the latest news we have selected for you from all over the media. We are one step closer to the establishment of the natural gas market in Cyprus. The multinational consortium of China Petroleum Pipeline Engineering, Actor SA, Metron SA, Hudong, Zhongguo Shipping, and Wilhelmsen Ship Management is ranked first in the evaluation to construct the LNG import project co-financed by the European Union. This announcement is the outcome of a lengthy and complex tender process overseen by DEFA in cooperation with the external industry expert. More you can read on defa.com.cy. Woodfibre LNG is poised to become the second liquefaction natural gas export project to break ground on Canada's west coast, even as other advanced Canadian LNG proposals have been delayed yet again. The company is finalizing its engineering procurement and construction contract for development of the LNG export facility in Squamish, British Columbia. This news we read on Financial Post. McDermott International, with its partners Chiyoda and Zachary Group, has announced that Train 1 of the Freeport LNG project in Quintana Island in Freeport, Texas has begun producing LNG. Although production is in its initial phase, the milestone is a precursor to the first cargo, which is expected later this month. More you can find on Gas World. On the same website, we found that Europe's first shore-to-ship bunkering station for LNG has been filled with LNG for the first time. The LNG bunker station has been built by Pitpoint along the busiest waterway in Europe, the Rhine, in the port of Cologne, Germany. It is the first permanent location in Europe where barges can refuel with LNG. At the moment, LNG-fueled barges are typically supplied using tank trucks. Europe's two biggest suppliers of pipeline gas, Norway's Equinor and Russia's Gazprom, have lost market share for the first time in at least 4 years amid the tripling European LNG imports over the past 10 months. LNG imports to Europe have jumped due to lower than expected spot demand from Asia, which has sent European gas prices to 10-year lows and filled European storages to multi-year highs. You can read this on KFGO. ExxonMobil Asia Pacific has signed a 2-year time charter with Singapore-based Sinanju Tankers to lease Singapore's first LNG-powered bunker tanker, Sinanju. The new build will deliver LNG fuel to ocean-going vessels in Singapore port for the first quarter of next year. This we read on Reuters. North Star Midstream, that owns 50% of the JAX LNG terminal in Jacksonville, Florida, is expanding into the marine bunkering business, targeting cruise and cargo ships that are planning to use natural gas as bunker. North Star has formed a new company, Polaris New Energy, which has ordered an LNG barge scheduled for delivery at the end of 2021. This piece of news we found on FreightWaves. On Finance Yahoo, you can read that Sempra LNG has initiated service of the Cameron LNG's liquefaction export project located in Hackleberry, LA. Just to remind you, Sempra LNG is constructing a natural gas liquefaction export facility, which includes 3 trains. The projected export capacity of the train is 12 million tons per annum of LNG. A new LNG storage and regasification plant was inaugurated this week in Equatorial Guinea. The new plant is being built by a local contractor, Elite Construcciones, with storage capacity of 14,000 cubic meters in 12 bullet tanks. It is the first of its kind and allows LNG to be distributed onto the mainland. Along with the storage and regasification infrastructure, Elite is also installing a truck loading station and gas diesel pipelines. More you can read on Gas World. The state-owned Kuwait National Petroleum Company called KNPC issued the tender for the LNG storage and conversion services contract, which is undergoing within Kuwait's multi-billion-dollar clean fuel project. Bidding for the project will close on October 8th, and bidders must submit all documents specified by KNPC. This piece of news we found on Hellenic Shipping News. On the same website, you can also read that in September, the 4th user, Itse Energia, an Estonian energy trader in the Baltic states, Finland, Sweden, and Poland, will start using services of Lithuanian Klaipėda LNG terminal. The contract with the new Klaipeda LNG terminal user was signed recently, and it is planned that the first cargo of SD Energia in the history of Klaipeda LNG terminal will arrive in Klaipeda at the end of September. That's it for this week. Tune in next week, and until then, thanks for tuning in.